What's up, guys? So today was the day I sold my first snake. I'm going to give you that story, and also I'm going to try to explain what this whole 100% head, 50% head, 66% head thing means. What's up, YouTube? It's Baker. Welcome back to Blue Eye Morphs. It's Sunday night, so I'm posting this on Monday. If you're new to the channel, I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. I try to. I go live often on Instagram and on YouTube. I try to. Blue_line_morphs on Instagram, and then Blue Eye Morphs on Facebook. Definitely hit me up on there. DM me on there. It's more like a personal page at this point. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Go, guys, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. I love interacting with people, so forth and so on. But let's get into the video. Today's video was kind of a big day, right? I sold a couple snakes, but I didn't actually produce those snakes. Today I sold the first snake. I sold my first snake that I ever actually produced. So I guess today was like a monumental thing. I'm officially kind of a snake breeder, I guess you could say. So that's pretty cool. I was really excited about that. I'm going to give you that full story. And also, I've been getting a lot of questions about what it means you say something's 50% het, or 100% het, or 66% het, or possible het. So I'm going to explain that, how I understand it, and how it was taught to me, to try to clarify it for the newer people. Yeah, that's really it. So all the babies are doing good. All of them are eating, except, this is how I'm keeping track of it, right? I have like little squares. All of them have eaten except for one. They're all about 80, 90 grams, except for the one that's at 40 grams. So I might have to do an assisted feeding. I'm going to wait to the end of this week. It'll be 2 or 3 weeks that they were out, that he hasn't eaten, or she hasn't eaten. As far as I know, they're all females. I mentioned in a couple of the videos that, you know, if you're interested in it, like, hit me up, let me know. And the outgoing support for a normal het pied, 100% het pied, was immense, guys, and they're all pretty much accounted for now. I really appreciate that. I mean, they're just normals, but they are awesome. I love them. I'm holding one back for myself just to grow up. Claire's getting one because she gave me these rat breeder things, whatever the hell they are. And then Rob from Racer Reptiles, definitely check him out. He wants one just because he's nostalgic like I am. The ASFs are doing well. If you follow me on Instagram, you see like the babies are about this big now. So I have 11 in there, and the one looks like she's about to pop. They are nasty as can be. That is what it is. I'm also growing that big rat up, the big male I got from Claire up to try to breed. I'm going to pick up a female from her probably when she comes over to pick up her normal het pied female. So let's get into it today. Now, I had produced those 2 bananas, and I had posted them. You know, everyone follows the channel. This one woman, she reached out to me. Her name is Kristen. Her brother's actually a sergeant on my job, so that was awesome. So as soon as I found out that she wanted a snake for me, like right away, like I wanted to go to her, kind of stay in the blue family, as cliche as that is, and is what it is, kind of how we are. I've been corresponding back and forth with her. She was really, really excited, but I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to make sure the snake, I was told 3 to 5 meals before you get rid of them, and her boy took, I think it was 3 or 4 meals within like a 14-day span. So he's an absolute beast. He, I think, was just under 100 grams when I gave her or sold him to her today. He was the banana that I posted on my Instagram. So I drove out. We met halfway. That was I should have videotaped this. And she actually made fun of me and said, you should have taped this, but I was a little hungover. So I didn't tape it. That's my fault. I apologize. I'm sure she'll buy something else for me anyway, right? So with that being said, I met up with her and her son, Mikey. Shout out to Mikey. If you're not following him, I tagged him in one of my Instagram stories, so definitely go follow him. And I'm going to tell you about that in a second, because that really blew my mind. Anyway, I met up with them. It was raining. It was pouring out, right? I had Shelby in the back of the Accord, as usual. And right afterwards, I'm right in Uber Eats, right? So I met up with her. You know, she Venmoed with the money, whatever. And then I handed the snake over to her son, Mikey. And his eyes lit up. He couldn't have been more happy. She was excited too. She actually drove past. I have 5% tints. I have a real perped out car. I had limousine tints on my Accord. And when she drove past the car, she like clapped. She was excited too. I was just as excited as they were. But when I handed the snake to Mikey, like you could just see it in his eye. I think he's 11, 12 years old. And he had the same look that I had as a kid, right? The same look. I remember driving down the highways in South Carolina. My grandfather would see a turtle. Most of his eastern box turtles. He would pull over his old Grand Marquis, right? All our grandfathers. He's an old cop too, but all our grandfathers drove those old big town cars, right? He would pull over and hand me a box turtle that he just found on the side of the road, and my eyes would light up. And I remember how excited I was and how like enthralled I was at reptiles. And when I handed that banana over to Mikey, like that was exactly the way he looked. And it made my day. It really did. It made all this shit worthwhile, because that's what I was, 18 years ago, 19 years ago. I was that excited about reptiles, and it's really nice to see that, although I'm just getting into the breeding aspect of it, a kid like that is now getting into keeping them, and he's becoming a reptile enthusiast and hopefully a breeder one day. And to keep the lineage and keep the hobby going, and to be a part of keeping the hobby going, and to have that excitement. And the kid was, he couldn't be any happier, and that really made my day. And that was my first experience with selling snakes. I was really happy I did it that way. I didn't just box it up and ship it out to somebody. So I was really, really happy about that. So shout out to them. They were my first customers, I guess you could say. Definitely go give them a follow so you can keep track of the name in the banana head pied legend from I Am Legend. So I'm really happy about that. That was my first experience, guys. I should have videotaped it. I slacked. It is what it is. As far as the giveaway goes, the first individual, Herbert, he didn't reach out to me. So the snake is going to be going to Brock's Blades. I'm not going to give out his real name. And it just so happens that he's actually a cop. I should have said that. It doesn't matter. He's a cop down in South Carolina, where my mom is a cop. And I think he's only like an hour away from her. So I go down there like twice a year. I'm probably going down in September. So I'm not even going to ship him out. I'm actually just going to bring him down to her. So you're going to bring him down to him. Bring him down to him when I go to visit my mom, her. And I'll probably do a little video on that, so stay tuned for that. So let's get into this. When I was posting that I was selling these snakes, they're all het pied, people are like, is it 100% het pied or 50% pied or possible pied? What is it? And a lot of the new guys, I know for me, I am still a new guy, right? I don't want to be condescending like that. I am still a new guy. But when I first got into, I wanted to breed, I didn't understand what all that meant. What did 50% mean? What did 66, what did possible het or 100% mean? So I'm going to try to explain to that right now. So the reason why all my babies were het pied is because of this. So, what the hell is it? The mom was Big Mama. Okay, we know that. That's my big normal. She has no genes in her. The dad was this. He was the banana pied. He is a visual pied. That means he has the 2 copies of the pied gene to produce a visual pied. So when he had babies with Big Mama, he passed on this gene to all of them, no matter what. Because the dad is a visual, all his babies will be 100% het pied. It means we know they are het pied, without a doubt het pied. If one of the parents is a visual recessive, be it pied or clown or puzzle, then the babies will all be 100% het, whatever that recessive gene is, okay? So if the parent is a visual, the baby is 100% het. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. My babies down here, they're all het pied, correct? They're 100% het pied. We know that because the dad is 100% visual. Now, if I breed them to a Big Mama, let's say I had a male, and I bred a male to Big Mama in a year, okay? All those babies would be 50% het pied. That doesn't mean 50% of the time that one individual is going to give off that gene. It means there's a 50% chance that it got the het pied from one of the babies. So follow me. If an animal is het something, it's not visual, but it's het, and you breed it to an animal that's not het, just like Big Mama, just a normal, then that animal has a 50% chance of passing on that het to its babies. Therefore, a 50-50 shot that it is actually is 100% het. So there's no such thing as 50% or 60%, really. Either it's het or it's not het. When you're talking about this, it's just the percentages that it could be het. So that's what 50% het means. 50% het means one of the parents were het something, and the babies have a chance of being het. Just like if I take a banana and I breed it to a normal, 50% of those babies are going to be bananas, correct? Same thing there. If I have something that's 100% het, I breed it to a normal, 50% of those babies will carry that gene. It's not 50% of the time, it's 50% chance that they are het. Once you prove that animal out, then it's 100% het. Okay? So when it comes to 66% het, that essentially means you have 2 hets. Okay. So let's say I want to produce pieds, and I have a het pied male and a het pied female, and I breed them together. They should be able to produce visuals, correct? Because they're both carrying the gene. Hopefully they both pass the gene on to their babies, and we get a pied visual. Let's say I have a baby that's not visual, but because each parent was 100% het, when it goes into the babies, you have a 66% chance that it carries on that gene also. In other words, because you had a 50 chance from the mom, a 50 chance from the dad. I'm not good at math. I'll tell you that story in a second, but I'm not good at math. And what happens is the chances increase that snake will be het. So if both parents are hets, and you don't get a visual, it's 66% chance that baby is 100% het. If one parent's a het and one is not a het, it's 50% chance that those babies are going to be het. So it's not so much 50% chance of them carrying the gene past their lineage. It's more or less just saying it's 50% chance they got it from the parent, or 66% chance they're het because they had two parents with the het. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Comment down below if I'm not making sense, but it makes sense to me. I'll go over a big thing. Back to that math little story. So long story short, I was an English major, even though I'm very bad at spelling. But I knew I was going to the police academy, and one of my last tests I had to take in college was for, I don't know, some math class. I remember sitting down. I knew it was like May, end of May, or beginning of June, whenever like the second semester of college starts or ends, whatever the hell it is. I was going to the academy in July. I knew this was kind of a locked on deal. I remember sitting down to take the test, and I'm looking at this shit, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I sat there for like 10, 15 minutes. I wrote my name on it. I walked up to the professor. I handed it to him. Now, this is an old, like, grungy professor, not the new age professors. He was a super old school conservative dude, and, very pro-cop. I hand the test, and he's like, what is this? I'm like, listen, I'm going to the academy, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. And he was like, all right, fair enough. I give you a 70? I was like, give me a 70. Walked out. Last college class I ever attended. Anyway, so when it comes to something being possible het, that's the same thing as saying 50% het or 66% het. All 50% het, 66% het, or possible het all means it could be het or could not be het. The 50% and the 66% just refer to the percentage that it could carry that gene. So let's just go over it real quick. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. This makes sense to me when I'm saying it. But if the parent is a visual recessive gene, all the babies will be 100% het, whatever that recessive gene is. If one of the parents was 100% het, and then the baby is not a visual, it's 50% chance that it got that het from the parent. It could be het, it could not be het. Okay? So 50% chance, if one parent is het, there's a 50% chance it passed that het on to your baby. If both parents are 100% het, and you have a baby that is not visual, then it's a 66% chance that that baby got the gene from either the dad or the mom. Once you take that baby and you prove it out, meaning that you breed it to a het, or you breed, if it's 50% het, 66% het, and you breed it to another het, or you breed it to a visual and you produce hets, and you produce visuals, then that is no longer a 50% het or a 66% het. Now it's just a het. The 50% and the 66% just refer to the percent that it could have carried the gene on from the parents. That's all that means. Hope that makes sense. Hope I clarified that a little bit. It makes sense to me. I'm going to watch this video and see if it's a little confusing. I hope it's not. But listen, as always, guys, I really appreciate it. Shout out to Mikey. Shout out to Kristen. Shout out to her husband. I didn't catch your name. Sorry, I'm bad memory. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm really excited. Getting a new snake in. I'm going to go seeing Gomez pythons this weekend. So stay tuned for that little collab video. But as always, guys, I really appreciate it. Shout out to Will over there at RCR. As always, guys, have a good week. Hope your weekend was great. Be safe. Remember, watch your six.